too late to turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, a lot of stories, there's a story of a lady who was a prostitute, and she gave water to a thirsty dog, and Allah honored her for this and made her one of the awliya. There's a story of a man who was drunk. He was drunk, intoxicated at the time, and he saw a piece of paper with the name of Allah. He put perfume on it, he kissed it, and he put it on the wall, and Allah honored him and made him awliya. Made him awliya. So, when you look at these stories, we don't know how big a deed is or how small a deed is in the sight of Allah. Why do we fear Allah? Why? It's because we don't understand Him. Man fears what he doesn't understand, right? So, if we knew everything about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we wouldn't fear Him. We would know His system, we would know how He works, we would know what He accepted. And the same goes with His acts of worship. Why is Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 nights? Why don't they tell us what night it is? Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us what night it is, we would leave off all the other ones. We would only focus on this one. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us what His favorite act in worship was, we would leave the rest of them off. And Allah is not like this. Allah wants us to exert ourselves in all acts of worship. In the small ones, even saying Salamu Alaikum to somebody. Or it could be the ones where you stay up all night and pray tahajjud. And one thing I always thought was super interesting is if you're always looking, there's shortcuts in Al-Islam. Shortcuts. Like if you read Surah Ikhlas 3 times, it's as if you've recited the whole Quran. Why is this? Because my belief is Allah wants people to go to Jannah. There's many loopholes like this where you do so and so and it's as if you've prayed all night. Where you do X, Y, and Z and you get a major reward. You know, you say one dua, you get a reward for all Muslims living. There's a lot of these things going on. And why are these loopholes or shortcuts here? Because Allah is merciful. Allah is Ar-Rahman. And He wants to increase us in good deeds. You know, they talk about the Day of Judgment and they say there will be someone he knows he's done so many bad deeds. And Allah's showing him a record of extreme good deeds. He says, Allah, where are my bad deeds? And they said they've changed them and replaced them with good deeds. So may Allah make us of the people whose bad deeds He changes into good deeds. But to continue my message, the way we speak to people, the way we treat people, the way we are with others, it is a reflection of ourselves, you know? And if we're dealing with people with hostile ways, judging ways, oh, so-and-so's daughter's like this, and we're backbiting and we're gossiping, or we are saying the meanest things or the most things where we're feeling better than people. Once you start to feel better than people, you are not following your religion, you're following your ego. Because Shaitan felt the same way. He was better than Adam. And a lot of times with religious people, especially in our community, we feel we are fasting and doing these things, and we are now very pious and we're very salihin, and other people, oh, so-and-so does that and this person does that. Once you start thinking like this, it's as if you've done nothing. You know, we must be careful with this, because when you start doing good deeds, when you start doing this, it's natural to have a feeling that, these people aren't practicing as much, and these people, but we don't know, first of all, what they do when they go home. Number 2, we don't know what's in their heart. Maybe what's in their heart is more pure, and this person who appears to be dirty or doing filthy things, they are more pure than us. And it makes me think also, today we live in a society of blaming. And blaming is the number 1 way to deprive your soul of the journey that we need, that is known as tasawwuf. And I just want to make clear that all 4 of the major imma, they did not discredit tasawwuf. Today there's a lot of crazy people who have a different interpretation and are doing fake practices and doing shirk, and this is not tasawwuf. The science of tasawwuf is the journey of the ruh, the inner soul, what is going on. And if we are blaming people, we are closing this door. And how many times we see somebody get blamed? Oh, he's do that, he does that. When you're blaming people, you are really, they say that, there's a famous quote, and on the top of my head, it goes something like this. Lack of success is due to increase in blaming. That success that you were supposed to have, that you're doing all the right things, it hasn't reached you because you blame. Islam has an amazing sense of accountability. Everything is from my hands. Everything I did, I've done it to myself. So the Salaf Salihin, if they saw somebody doing a sin, they used to make over 20 excuses for him. Oh, he's doing it for that reason or that reason. And if they didn't have a reason, they would say, Allah knows he's a more pious, more better person than me. He knows what he's doing, and I'm going to make dua for him because this will make the shaitan infuriated. Because shaitan wants you to have negative thoughts about the believing people. Sometimes he will show you one side of a story, and you take it, you accept it, and now you're thinking, and you never address the person. And you are going off this side of the story, and you have now spoiled your thoughts about this person. This is injustice. You don't know the full story, and now you are having wicked thoughts and thinking of them as lower. But this is all coming from blaming and not being close and kind and merciful and in good company with the believing people. You know, all these kids today, these boys and girls, they are the sons of Islam. They are the daughters of Islam. They are the future of Islam. Islam, one beauty about it is we must invest in the next generation. We must. This is why I'm even here speaking to you today. Because Islam will be lost if we don't spread it, if we don't teach it, if we don't involve in connecting our families. It will be lost. And then on the day of judgment, if Allah asks, what did we do to preserve Islam? What can we say? You know, we went and we were doing a regular job and we didn't talk to anyone about Islam. We need to spread this message with a closeness, with less judgment, with very nice, beautiful words, eloquent speech, and al-hikmah. You know, there's a way where you will have your son take out his earrings without yelling at him, without telling him he's going to hell, without telling him he's gay. There's a way with wisdom where he will naturally want to remove it. And this short message I just wanted to talk about, a lot of times we push people away. And the reason for a lot of people not practicing Islam or accepting Islam is none other than our own actions as Muslims. How we behave, how people view us, how people see us, we're doing the wrong thing. And God forbid, may Allah protect us from someone not accepting Islam because of the way we act. For somebody not accepting or practicing more or coming to the masjid for the way we've behaved towards them. Because this is a very terrible thing. You know, this is a horrible calamity that could happen to us. And this is also one thing we have to understand. When we are Muslim and we have accepted al-Islam, we are now a representative for this religion. And even if you are young or even if you're a new Muslim or whatever the case may be, I don't want to say sadly, but we are a representative for this religion. Our conduct is going to be observed, and people will say, oh, aren't you Muslim? Don't you know this is haram? Don't you know this is halal? It's a very common thing that happens to people practicing al-Islam. So may Allah give us tawfiq and bless us with sincerity and bless us with the covering of our imperfections. And always understand that we are a representative for Islam, but Islam is a badge of honor. And Allah did not bless us with something that is to humiliate us. Inshallah, Islam will honor us. And this is the biggest blessing. And although at times it is challenging, there's a lot of people in this community, in all communities, who love you, who care about you. All it takes is just one sincere dua, prayer, whatever it may be, in hopes to turn back and get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because wallahi, I didn't think I would be here today to give you guys this message. I would have never seen my life going this way, but whoever Allah guides, none can misguide, and whoever Allah leads astray, none can guide. So I would like to close with that. Everything in the heavens and earth belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We send blessings on Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.